I'm live, yay. All right, happy Juneteenth. It's officially a national holiday. Signed by President Biden, and so now we have Juneteenth as a national holiday. Yeah. So let me just drink some water. You hear my kids in the background because you know, no school, they're home all day, and they're lively. So I wanted to show tribute to Juneteenth, and it was really important for me to come on and do that. And also, happy Father's Day to the fathers out there, and to, yeah, so salute to you guys. I talk about being INFJ a lot, and even though this is my INFJ channel, we can cover a lot of topics because I'm certainly speaking from a point of view that comes from intuition. That's what makes an INFJ's point of view unique, because we're led by our intuition versus logic. Now, our intuition is scarily accurate, all right? And that is how we live our lives. So there's a lot of other personality types that where the intuition is strong, but the I in INFJ is first, because that is how we see the world, and that's how we make our decisions. So, sorry, let me play something for you. All right, and I'm not I'm gonna play something for you, and then I'm gonna talk about it. All right, I just want you guys to know that as an INFJ, we are very empathetic people. And we're better at writing than speaking our thoughts sometimes. But I feel emotional, and I know that this is a really important holiday for our country, and I feel that it will help bring unity. And I had to study on it because I wasn't quite sure what it meant. And there's probably some misconceptions about the holiday, so I kind of just want to play something short, and then I won't play it. Not sure. I want to play something short. Hopefully I can get it to play, because sometimes. Okay, let me play this for you, okay?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So throughout history, Juneteenth has been known by many names: Jubilee Day, Freedom Day, Liberation Day, Emancipation Day, and today, a national holiday. And looking out across this room, I see the advocates, the activists, the leaders who have been calling for this day for so long, including the one and only Miss Opal Lee. We just received a very special recognition from the President of the United States. And I see members of Congress, members of the Congressional Black Caucus, members of the United States Senate who passed this bill unanimously. And all of whom collectively were responsible for delivering this bill to the president's desk. And I thank you all. We thank you all, your nation. Thanks you all. And when we establish a national holiday, it makes an important statement. National holidays are something important. These are days when we as a nation have decided to stop and take stock, and often to acknowledge our history. And so as we establish Juneteenth as our newest national holiday, let us be clear about what happened on June 19th, 1865, the day we call Juneteenth. Because you see, that day was not the end of slavery in America. Yes, on that day, the enslaved people of Galveston, Texas learned that they were free. But in fact, 2.5 years earlier, the Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery in the Confederacy. So think about that. For more than 2 years, the enslaved people of Texas were kept in servitude. For more than 2 years, they were intentionally kept from their freedom. For more than 2 years. And then on that summer day, 156 years ago, the enslaved people of Texas learned the news. They learned that they were free, and they claimed their freedom. It was indeed an important day. And still, let us also remember, that day was not the end of slavery in America. The truth is, it would be 6 more months before the 13th Amendment was ratified, before enslaved people in the South and the North were free. So as we commemorate the history of Juneteenth, as we did just weeks ago with the history of the Tulsa Race Massacre, we must learn from our history, and we must teach our children our history, because it is part of our history as a nation. It is part of American history. So let me end by saying this. We are gathered here in a house built by enslaved people. We are footsteps away from where President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. And we are here to witness President Joe Biden establish Juneteenth as a national holiday. We have come far, and we have far to go, but today is a day of celebration. It is not only a day of pride, it is also a day for us to reaffirm and rededicate ourselves to action. And with that, I say, happy Juneteenth, everybody. And with that, I introduce the President of the United States, Joe Biden.
All right. So I definitely wanted to take the time to acknowledge the national holiday. And just listening to that, I get really emotional. And that's what I mean about being INFJ. I know I'm not the only one that gets emotional, but just feeling the emotions of other people, that's something about us, is that we absorb people's energy, and definitely the feelings that people are having. We're very empathetic towards other people. And I am a Black woman, and I have to admit, I'm not really that in touch with, I didn't know that, and I thought that I was well versed in history, but I didn't realize what happened in Texas. So, there's a lot of things that I didn't know that I really need to dive into history. I definitely want to understand myself and where my people come from. And I want to just someone. Nate, I get that. I'm a Republican, so imagine. But I'm definitely there's things in the past that is hurtful. There's things in my past that's hurtful, but I cannot compare my past to history. Let me be for real. And with Kamala Harris, yeah, Joe Biden, there's things. I live in California. I know people affected by the crime bills and stuff like that. Nevertheless, I do believe in moving forward. I'm Republican, but I have a Democratic president. So I have got to acknowledge that. And I definitely respect the leaders of the land. Nevertheless, I don't want to take away from what happened. It's not about Kamala or Joe Biden. I do acknowledge this. And for that reason, even as a Republican, I can say, I'm really proud that this is a day that I will always remember. We're all a part of history. We're a part of history. Something happened to this country globally with the pandemic, and this is something that is really important. And even though I'm not that well versed in it, my ignorance is not going to stop me from learning more about it. I want to know more about it, and I feel very emotional right now. And that's why I wanted to speak on from my point of view, and that's why I said from my INFJ point of view, because I'm an INFJ, and I feel emotional because of the people around me. I know my family is Democrat. I am a Republican because I believe in less government involvement in our families, and I am pro-life. So I hope that it doesn't mean I don't respect other people's opinions, and we do what's best for our family, right? At the end of the day, I do believe that we want to see a healthier country, a healthier and strong nation. So whether we're Republican or Democrat, I believe where I live in California, and with my income and stuff like that, it has nothing to do with my income as far as me not wanting to share, because I'm a very giving person. But California has super high taxes, and I'm Republican because I have conservative views. Nevertheless, would I tell everyone to be Republican? Okay, let me skip that. You got to do what's best for you. I just ask people to be well versed and informed, and not just make an opinion based on what other people say or think. Just kind of know for yourself. Let me see. Privacy said most people. Wait. Let me scroll up. It's not just about the crime bill. No, Nate, I agree with you. Yeah. Nate says, I'm a pendant. I respect that. Less government, more people struggle. Less government equals more. I don't know if I agree with that. What I'm saying is, I just feel that people, when I say less government involvement, I'm not saying to take away programs that help people, but I do believe that the program should be there to assist and to help people be independent and not stuck. Therefore, if there's some people that need assistance, say they're widows or disabled for certain reasons, I feel that, yeah, they definitely should have help. Am I going to say that I believe in child support and stuff like that and government interference? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. Most people want a healthy nation. That's what I mean, privacy. So that's what I'm saying. Regardless if you're Republican or Democrat, I do think that both parties, there's good and bad in both, you guys. I don't like when people say like I'm racist because I'm Republican, or it means that I don't acknowledge other people's struggle. I absolutely do, but I feel that the government should not have a place in my household as far as how I live my life. More government, greater dependence. Okay, privacy. My kids in the back. Yeah, privacy. We can agree to disagree with that, because I disagree. Let me see. It's not just about the crime bill. I'm trying to make sure I did. You're welcome, privacy. Let's see. The Republicans are winning the democracy race. I just Let me ask you. You asked why was I Republican? Why are you independent or Democrat if that's what you are? You don't believe that women should have equal wages? I absolutely believe that women should have equal wages. Yeah, of course I do. Where'd you get that from? I never said that. But I don't believe. I believe that the government has a place, just not in our households, right? We should be able to decide like what's good for our families. And I mean, I don't think welfare is the answer, nor do I think that child support is the answer. I feel that we should be able to work these things out amongst ourselves, and if we can't, then there's other avenues. But I don't like programs like child support and welfare. I just feel like it makes you kind of stuck. And I don't feel that child support should be based off of a guy's income, nor do I feel that he should be thrown in jail and then the rate that he pays goes up. I feel like that's like equivalent to debtor's prison. Am I saying that the men shouldn't take care of their children? No. Republicans always inhibit equal wages for women. Why do you say that? Why do you say that, Amos? I don't think that's true. I know that there's some people who didn't want minimum wage. I do believe in everyone earning a livable income, but I do believe in equal wages, of course. Equal wages for women is always a bipartisan issue. Agreed, privacy. Agreed. Nate says Asians don't go as hard in these elections because they are already economically empowered, as most foreigners are. Both parties to say the same coin. Nate, I can't say I agree. Amos says the parents should be adults and work out how to take care of the children, and I agree with that, Amos. Again, you can't have something. Okay, so let's say child support was okay. This is what we're gonna do. If it was, I don't think it's constitutional. If it was really about the children, if the father, in some states, at least where I live, father finds out that the child is not his, after paying child support, he could still be stuck supporting this child. So it's like punishing him for taking care of a child. But that's what I mean by the government involvement. He shouldn't be forced to take care of a child that's not biologically his unless he adopted that child. Then I think that child belongs to him if the child was adopted, because you're taking on the role of a parent. But again, taking away a guy's license, or not letting him vote, not giving him stimulus, whatever that's supposed to help. If he's struggling paying child support, he should still be able to see his child, because it's about the relationship with the child. So if child support is really about supporting the child, the best support you can give a child is emotional support, because there's with financial support, that's questionable. When even you can have two people working minimum wage jobs, and they are supporting the child, but then you can have somebody else that is economically blessed, and it can put that other parent down, like, hey, you're not making enough. And I think that we have to be careful to what we consider support and what's financial support, and I really think that we miss it. If the father is only good for providing the income, if he can't provide child, at least let him spend time with the kid, because at the end of the day, the father is going hurt. I mean, that the father is hurt and the child is being hurt by not seeing the father. And I feel that it's just going to make him bitter, and then they're going to have problems within the home. The man is going to have problems with the woman, and the children can feel that. So I believe that this holiday is a day of healing. Okay, Juneteenth now being a national holiday, meaning, the government acknowledges it, we can celebrate it, have that day off, and I think it's a really important time for the country, and I just think it's a great start. And whether we're Republican or Democrat, I do salute Joe Biden, for passing the bill, and it was passed unanimously in Congress, and I really think that's an important day. And I'm saying that as a Republican, you guys. I really, no matter if you're Republican or a Democrat, there's good to. I'm just Republican, darn it, but it doesn't mean I can't acknowledge a good thing. I'll read the comment before that. Okay. Let me see if I can still scroll that. Most people in the health nation. Are you talking about the most Republicans believe? Most Republicans believe that if you have more government, there will be more taxes, which will impoverish more Americans, and they will have to depend on the government. Maybe think most Republicans, if you have more government, there will be more taxes. Just need to think a little bit. And then Nate says, I think it's kind of silly to think one election will impose a 180 on the financial, academic, political reality of a segment of the pop. Nate, that's a little complicated for me to understand that wording. Sorry, if you can make it simpler, I would love to think about that. Republicans always... Okay. Okay. Go for that. Nikki, you're independent. That is why we need more than a two-party system. We do have more than a two-party system. It's not just Republican or Democrat. My point is an election is not going to solve all your problems if you don't take care of your homeless community year round. I do agree with that. And I also, you guys got to remember, it's important to participate in your state legislations because the state enforces the law. You can have your federal law, but there's laws to protect the states from federal laws taking over because the states have the right to make laws for the state. So you want to get involved in those elections because the state enforces the law. If something is a federal law, it's a written law, but is it expressed? No, the state has to express that. So that's important. And those elections are by the popular vote, not the electoral vote. So, and you can write a bill, get about 1,000 signatures if it's still the same, and get it started. And you can meet with your representatives in your state, get to know them. It's not like the presidential election, so just know that. That's what's important. Yes, it's important to vote. You want your voices heard. It's not just for the president. There's laws and bills and statutes on there, on that ballot. If I don't like either party running, I put neither and write that down on the ballot, but I still participate in the other things that's on that ballot because that goes by the popular vote. All these laws you are talking about was implemented by the Republicans. That's not true. Are responsible for things as far as the mandatory minimums and things like that. That's strictly Democrat. So no, I can't agree with that. Nicole, you live in one of the most Democrat states in the country. I live in a very liberal state. One of the most liberal states in the country. My opinion is definitely not the norm here. So I go to like special places where I can talk about Republican stuff without feeling censored because I believe that Republicans should have the same voice that Democrats have as far as our opinions go. Nikki, that's absolutely true. Why are Republicans heavily implementing voter restriction policies? Amos, you would have to be more specific with that because I think that your views on Republicans is flawed. Let's talk about that. No, I think that Republicans have a bad rep. And you guys, Republicans are the ones that started passing bills as far as reparations and stuff like that. It wasn't the Democrats. So I don't know what to tell you. I think a lot of people are misinformed, and blacks used to be mostly Republican until the white supremacists overthrew Congress, right? And then it's just been, I believe, a lot of misconceptions in the middle. Nevertheless, I'm not trying to push the Republican Party on anyone, although I would love for more people to be Republican. because I don't think the government can solve your problems. I really feel that families can solve. We have to work within our family unit and work with our state to pass certain laws. Nikki, we are family. I'm not going to judge you over your political party. I hope not, Amos, because I don't want to see people struggling. And I'm not Republican because of any other reason besides I'm conservative in my views. And I don't want the government telling me how to live my life and what I should believe. I don't want things like child support. I don't even want things like welfare. And I don't use any of those things. So I feel like, and I'm fine. And I just made a weak argument there. I'm so sorry. I hope that no one takes what I'm saying in a bad way. I'd love to have a conversation about this. So I'm trying to read the comments as much as I can. You guys don't. It hurts me to even think of myself as Democrat. So I think that the fact that I'm acknowledging an amazing thing that the president did shows a lot, because I feel that Trump didn't get the same kind of okay, I'm not gonna make it about, it's not about Trump, but no one really acknowledged anything that was positive that he did, just all of the negative that they can come up with. So I can say that there's been good and bad in both. Ron Paul's In the Fed is another great book. Okay. I don't know the book. You guys, again, I would never vote for a Democratic president, but I am a good sport, and I can accept that we have not only a Democrat president, we have a Democrat Congress. I'm still saying that today is a great day, and I acknowledge what happened with Kamala and Joe Biden. Yeah. Nikki, let me ask you this. Should those who disabled receive monetary help? Amos, yes, I believe that absolutely. And I do believe that that's what disability is for. And the government should help the disabled. And it should be reserved for people in similar situations, whether they're a widow. Now, if a mom chooses to stay home and be like what do you call that? Like the home person. I don't know what you call that. What do you call that? Homemaker, house. I don't know. Like she's a single mom and she's taking care of her kids. I would love to have. I think that mom should have assistance. I also think she should be able to go to school and they'd be paid for. I would love to see our tax dollars used for that. But I don't think that the man should be punished for that. I think that if she's single, then he should not be charged child support if she takes welfare. I really think that's something the government should eat the cost of. And that's just my feeling on that. And some people say the money will have to come from somewhere. So yeah, I could say the guys should help support the child, but really, I really feel that should be worked out amongst the family. And if they cannot work it out, then the court should have like a mandatory minimum or something like that. So the answer to your question, Amos, is yes. I do believe that. Let me see. Ron Paul, author of Republican, was saying that the Federal Reserve Bank is privately owned and not healthy for the American economy. Yeah. But we need the Federal Reserve, because imagine if one person was in charge of that. I have to disagree. Nikki, then that's a form of welfare. Amos, okay, call it whatever you want. I don't like the welfare system as it is now. But would I say that I don't think that people need financial assistance? Absolutely. I do think that. And if a person is disabled, that's what I'm saying. I'm not like this cold-hearted person. I absolutely would want them to have help. I just don't like how the system is now. I don't want people thrown in jail for stuff like that. I just don't. I don't think that's okay. How are they supposed to get on their feet? And I also think that if a man decided to stay home, then he should have the same assistance that a woman would have. That's just what I'm saying. Privacy, yeah, I think Republicans pretend to not like mass immigration, but deep down they do, probably just as much as Democrats. Nate, but what is the point of that? Can you back that up with anything that they have done? And I think we should pay taxes. Of course we should pay taxes. I just think that some of us pay a lot of taxes and the tax break for the wealthy, but I don't think that's a bad thing because I think that okay, let me jump that. I think that companies like Amazon and Walmart should pay taxes, and I think that by them being exempt, although I understand it, that could be a problem. But the wealthier you are, the more that you spend, the less taxes you pay. So therefore, like if you have like houses and things like that, you're spending that money. So there's just a way to get around taxes, and that's by just having your money in and having it work for you by like real estate and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people buy land and stuff like that, because you just have to know how to think in different ways and just understand that debt is currency. I'm not going to get into that, but there's reasons why I don't like how taxes and for me being Republican just makes more sense. I didn't say that the Federal Reserve Bank isn't privately owned. I was talking about that people think that the United States government, the president, is has more responsibility or more to do with our finances than he does, and I know that's not the case. The Federal Reserve does. So that's what I was speaking of. Not that it's not privately owned, but the president doesn't have as much power over the country. The country say so over. The president doesn't have as much power over economics in the United States as we think he does. And the economy is pretty much the luck of the draw when the presidents get into office. He doesn't have that much control over it, nor can he spend money just independently on how he thinks. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry that I didn't clarify that. Yeah, but I was strictly speaking about the power that the government has. By the government, I mean the president. Amos says, my thought process is to help others first. My thought process is that too. But I think that when it comes to money and finances, if you're struggling, then help yourself first and help others with time or other. I think that if a person is a giver, they're always going to be one. Even if you have trouble giving when you only have 100, you're definitely going to have trouble giving when you have hundreds of thousands. Your mindset just stays the same. It's easier to give 10% of 100 than it is to give 10% of 100,000. So I do believe in that giving first aspect too. Some people are able to give financially more than others, but definitely I would have to equate time with money. Time is the one thing that once it's spent, you can't get back. So by somebody giving their time, that's why I don't take it lightly when you guys listen to me, even when I lose my thought. And I definitely don't like to waste my time and with people that I just don't enjoy. So I definitely agree. But hoping, just think about this. If you can help somebody else, even if you don't have a job, let's say a guy's with a woman, blah, 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 and he can't contribute as much as he would like to financially, but he's there giving his time, things like that. That's still giving and contributing to the household because the woman is able to go out and make more. I think that our time is so valuable, and it's the most valuable asset that we have. I wish people know that time is your most valuable resource. That's right along with good health. Nate, absolutely. And that is why I don't know if people understand like a wealthy mindset or rich mindset is when they do a job, it's like, it's not that 9 to 5 point of view aspect. It's that you do a job until you just stop doing it. So work as long as you want, but when you're done with it, you're done, because there's always something to do, especially when you own your own business or you're an entrepreneur. I'm not talking about if you work for someone. Please don't walk away before, there's some people that aren't independently wealthy. They work for a company or someone else. I get that. But for those that are like an entrepreneur mindset, is more okay. Like me, I work all the time, but when I don't working, I simply don't. I could be tired. Usually it's not because I'm tired. Usually it's just that I want to do something else. Like tomorrow I'm gonna dance. Um, Work is everything that you do. It's not a job. You can't put a label on it, and your time. If I have a healthy mindset and I have we understand things down to the minute. You ask a rich person, like, we don't think just about the hours in a day. We think about how many minutes are in a day. So the reason why is because you can't replace it. Even if you go bankrupt, even if you lose everything, you can regain money, but you cannot regain time. So that is very precious, and that's our biggest asset. What does this have to do with Juneteenth, Nicole? Everything. Because there was a time that people didn't have these opportunities. There was a time that this country, a lot of things are, even today, I believe they're just things that we just don't know. And I don't care what your race or ethnicity is. I love the fact that Black Americans have a day that's acknowledged. I think that there's a lot of healing. You guys, I have to do a disclaimer though. Even though I'm a Black woman, I have a hard time putting myself in the same kind of category as people whose family have been there longer than mine. I don't mean to say that I'm not Black or anything, but I definitely have a strong Hispanic descent. So I consider myself a Black. I mean, Black in my race, but my ethnicity would be Hispanic, you guys. And I know I get a lot of heat for that. I'm sorry, but my family does come from Puerto Rico and Venezuela, and I'm still in contact with my family from Puerto Rico, and that's how I identify. I try to identify as like I'm all Black. I simply just see my race as Black, but I do want to say what I consider my struggle the same as another person who may have different features than me. Nope, I don't. I do think there's a strong colorism issue within our own community. I also think there's a strong colorism issue in Hispanic communities. All right, and I somehow suffer from both. I don't feel accepted in my own community, and I don't feel accepted in the Hispanic community. But I am a Black American. But I would never say that my struggle is the same as another person who have, I don't really know the right words to say, and I don't want to offend anyone. So please know that I'm acknowledging the holiday because I'm very proud of it, and I love my brothers, my sisters, um, and I accept anyone no matter what their race or their ethnicity is. And I really think this brings healing for the country as a whole. And because INFJs are people that feel things very, very deeply, I definitely wanted to say that I'm by no means trying to I'm treading lightly because I don't want anyone to feel upset by my words, but I'm definitely acknowledging the holiday. It's officially midnight here now. So happy Father's Day again to the fathers out there. Juneteenth is a very, very special day, and I am going to study it. I'm going to go back and look at this. Unfortunately, I didn't know, so that's why I wanted to play some audio for you guys. But I definitely acknowledge the holiday. Father's Day is now today. Awesome. Juneteenth is something that got signed as a national holiday about 3 days ago now. Amazing, amazing, amazing thing, and I'm really happy that Black Americans now have can begin, even though it's already begun. I just think the country's just I'm glad that we can acknowledge things that wasn't really acknowledged before, not because we want to live in the past, but so we can heal and keep moving forward. That's what it's all about. Hey, Don Cato. Republicans, Nikki, you don't have to apologize to us. Amos, I'm hi, Don Cato. I'm very comfortable with all of you. But sometimes I'll see, like, someone to show me a video, like, look what they said here. And again, I don't watch them. I used to try to watch them for a resolution, but there is none. So I don't watch them anymore, definitely. But the last time I spoke about any race type stuff, there was a lot of most only women though, and I haven't gotten that from men. Just mad at me because of that, but I can't help my background, nor do I apologize for my background. I love my ethnicity, as you should love yours. Let me make sure. I want to share something with you. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna read what you're saying right now, but I want to share something. I have to pull up my notepad. I have to pull up my notepad. I want to. Okay, you guys. So just put this in perspective, and I'm gonna read something. It's like how INFJs, how INFJs say "I love you." Right now, put it in perspective. I love reading about the INFJ personality because I always knew that I was an empath. Like I just knew that. I mean, people feel good around me, and I feel good about them. And the reason I want to read this to you is because regardless of what I think about certain issues or Juneteenth that I honestly didn't pay much attention to. I'm sad to say about that. I didn't. I heard it, but mostly this year. Never really heard of Juneteenth before. So, and then when I asked my daughter, I just said Juneteenth, she just looked at me. So I've got to do a better job. All right. So, regardless of what I think about Biden or Kamala, again, I salute them for passing this holiday. Okay. Okay. How INFJs say I love you. We ask for your thoughts, and we share our own, no matter how convoluted. We will show you our weird side. We pick up on your excitement and encourage your ideas, and we align your priorities with ours. We'll pick you up from the airport. We'll learn your sense of humor and analyze what makes you tick. And we never get tired of hearing about your passions. So that's just part of why I love being an INFJ, although it's the most rare personality type. Like 3% of people in the world are INFJ. So I never get tired of hearing passions. And so I can feel the emotion in the country, the emotions with my own family, who's very democratic. I just I have a lot of feelings to do myself, and I honestly feel kind of embarrassed that I don't know more about Juneteenth. But what do you guys think? Nicole, are you a Trump supporter? No. Would I vote for Trump? Yes. I'm a Republican. If he ran against a Democrat person, I would more than likely vote for Trump. Again, do I recommend that for everybody? Oh, that's a different question for a different day. But me voting for Trump, Nicole, how can I find out if I am an INFJ or not? Nate, I think I have take a personality test. I can't pronounce the personality test. I think it's. Oh wait, this one says. I'm sorry, I said 3%, less than 1% of the world's population. I think 3% in the United States, but 1% of the world's population. And one thing about INFJ, sometimes I think I'm crazy because I see things differently than everyone else. And I've taught myself to talk to everyone in their own language. I just need someone to talk to me in mine. That's really important. I think that's why I struggle in love, because I just really just need someone to hear me sometimes. Let me look up the personality test for you, Nate, because I can't pronounce the. I want to say Myers. Okay, Briggs personality type quiz, and it has things. Okay, so take the Myers. Let me put that in the chat. Myers. Yeah, Amos, I agree. He should. He should. No, advocate is like, so like INFJs are advocates. So we're less likely to stick up for ourselves, but we will stick up for the underdog or someone that's vulnerable, that can't defend themselves really. That we don't like bullying. We like world peace. We don't do well in conflict. Like, we don't like that kind of stuff. We're advocates. So advocate for just what's right. Nate, let me put the personality test in here. This one is the one that I think is the most recognizable. Myers Briggs. Oh, Dankelo's a fellow INFJ. Okay, Myers Briggs personality test. Try this one. There's a lot of personalities. There's other personalities that have, here you go, that have the introverted. That's also not introverted. I'm sorry. That has a strong intuition, but INFJs are unique in the fact that we are led by our intuition. So we go by our feelings. Some people call it a sixth sense. I just call it a very understanding. I'm very in tune with what I feel. And that's why we're comfortable in our own skin. We know our truth. And when people call us certain things, it doesn't really bother an INFJ because we're so comfortable in who we are. So when people say things like, number one, an INFJ is brutally honest with you about ourselves. Are we perfect? Hell no. I think that door slam is brutal. And the fallout is even worse because after that, there is no reconciliation. And that's where a lot of people, yeah, try that, Nate. I would really love to see what you are. So do that. Don Cato, I can definitely see that INFJ in him. I mean, you guys, you'd be surprised. And it's just learning a lot about yourself. Now, the personalities, they all have, there's strong points. Like, there's some that's like leader type. There's some that's like logic. We need them. You cannot have a world full of INFJs. Thank God. We won't get much done because, yeah, we're just people that are feeling, and we can get lost in our own thoughts. So we need, we just need that. Hey, I'm live right now. Okay, wait. Sorry, you guys. Somebody's trying to call me, but they don't have my information, and they're trying to DM me. Hang on. Okay, let me just give them my cloud information. Okay. It says personality. So yeah. Nate, I scored at the 99. Amos, you scored for an INFJ? And there's different types of INFJ. Like, I'm a high oh, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. That's there. Yeah, I'm so comfortable with that. So that's why it's like I don't do well. I prefer to spend time with myself because most people. Amos, you're INFJ? Yes, I prefer to. People don't bore me. My favorite, and INFJ's favorite question is why. I like to get to know people, but I would rather spend time with myself. I need that time to myself because my energy would be drained if I had to spend time with people all day. Believe it or not, I'm an introvert. I am not an extrovert. I'm an extrovert when I have to be in social situations because we don't back down from a challenge, but we are definitely introverted personalities. I am definitely an introvert. And I'm actually shy, you guys. I'm a shy girl. So, yeah. Okay, Reckless Rio was trying to hop over. So I just sent him a link. So try that personality test. Yeah, Nate. I think I pinned it. And if you want, Nate, send me a DM and if you Google that, it'll say personality test. That's like the best one to take. Yeah. And you would just hang on. So if you would just try that, Nikki, in school, were you popular? I was popular, but the weird one. So I was popular, but I think the fact that I hung out by myself just made people want to hang out with me more. Privacy, you're an INTJ? Let me read about INTJ. I like this kind of stuff. Wait. Let's see. INTJ. Okay. Let me see. That's really okay. Let me see. Sorry. INTJ. So, eight comments to introvert. INTJ. Where are you on here? INTJ. Personality traits. I don't know anything about INTJ. Let's see. Okay. Let me read something. It says, INTJ. Is this you? Stages of knowing an INTJ. Okay, so who said that their privacy says INTJ? Oh, hey, Reckless Rio. INTJ, is this you? So privacy, is this you? Oh, wow. They seem to really care about certain subjects. Oh, to have their ability to plotting. Why so secretive? An INFJ. And I don't know, you guys. I'm just learning about this. That's why I want to know about other personalities. Okay. This is stages of knowing INTJ. So I guess it's like their mindset. An INTJ likes philosophy, interesting viewpoints of life, and needs a purpose. Oh, where's the link on that? I don't really do that one on this channel, but give me a sec. Only because I'm still kind of feeling myself around the INFJ world. Yeah. But I got you. On this channel, real, I participate with you guys. Like I read the comments as I go. This person hates me. Why do they look like they just murdered someone? I wish I had their ambition. Privacy, does that sound like you? Yeah? They are so critical, kind of judgy. They make a good point, though. Everything they say makes sense. I didn't understand that. They're so critical, kind of judgy. They make a good point, though. Everything they say makes sense. Privacy, this is kind of sounding like you. Okay. Without a purpose, INTJs, they fall behind extremely. High expectations, crave close relationships, struggle to express themselves. Actually, so funny. Soft when you proved yourself to be trustworthy. Privacy, that sounds like you. Am I right? You're critical. Okay. Okay, Real, save that for later because we'll talk right after, okay? But still stay, but we'll talk. Deaf, trust issues, doubts themselves a lot. Okay, Real, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. Deaf, trust issues, doubt themselves a lot, struggles to read the room. Their murder face is just their confused face. Privacy. Don Cato, I made you a mod. Privacy. Do you have a murder face? Let me see. Don Cato, I know that I made you a mod. Let me see. Okay, I can't scroll that far up. Okay, Don Cato, I'm mad at you, but I'm gonna have to check that after. I thought I did though. What are you talking about? You're a mod on the channel. Okay. Let me go back to my chat. See, this is why I don't. Yes, INFJs are advocates. Murder face. I don't know what a murder face is. Privacy, you have a murder face? Oh, well. If we go to Kensington, I want to see that face. Do I have a murder face, you guys? Let me try to do it. I can't do it. Here's my murder face. I don't know. Okay, I got to work on that. Let me see. INTJs. INTJ. What does that stand for? They are scary when they are mad. Seems to be critical because they want to help. Actually awkward and sense trust issues. Wow, I like INTJs. Okay, so that's the things with INTJs. That is really cool. I want to know more about INTJ. Did that sound like? Did you like my killer face? Okay, yeah. Privacy, you're gonna need that face. You're gonna need that face in Kensington because we are gonna have to slice demons out there. Like not literally slay people. You know what I mean? You go there with that murder face. I talk about slaying people. you know. That is really that's really interesting. Yeah, you guys take that test. Take the Amos. Nicole has a killer face. Privacy, I am and you are feeling okay. Yes, privacy. It is just a stoic face. I get it. I want a stoic face. How's this? It needs work. Some call it a resting bitch face. I want that bitch face too. I'm gonna need it. Dang it. Real. When I'm gonna start. When I'm gonna start. I'm doing a panel on this one, but Real. I don't want you to feel by yourself. I don't know where you at. Yeah. I don't want you to feel by yourself. It's just that I'll tell you guys what. I am done with this topic. Real, jump over to the other one because I want to jump over to my jump over to my misunderstood page because it's 12:30 and I want to do a quick Happy Father's Day hello to you guys, and I'm going to I need to edit this. So just jump over there really quick and let's have a quick chat, you guys. So that way I don't get too far off of my niche on this page. I love you guys so much. Okay, I'm gonna end this stream and I'm gonna jump on my other page because there's something that I wanted to talk about anyway over there. Real, come over there and hop on the panel with me. Okay, I love you guys and I'll see you soon. Take care. I want to I'm going to edit. I tried coming into the melon to say hi. Oh, privacy, you can come in the chat though, right? Yeah. I got you. Okay, I'll see you guys soon.